What's up, crypto legends? In this episode, let's go straight to the point here on where the price could bottom out for Bitcoin in the next coming months. Because yes, I know the price does look bearish and we could go to lower levels. We'll be analyzing the situation on the lower time frame to take a look at some Elliott wave theory so you can understand here the impulsive moves and the corrective moves and where we could go here in the next coming days and weeks, guys. So make sure to stay tuned. Hi there, Andy here. Welcome back to another episode of Bitcoinsensus. Let's dive in here straight into the chart, guys, because what I got here for you today is an absolutely great video talking about a realistic possible bottom here for the next coming months for Bitcoin, because we've got the macro bears already coming out calling for 12k, even 9k Bitcoin. Is this realistic? Could this happen? Well, only if a black swan event happens, all right, a major big recession, depression worldwide, in my personal opinion. So we're not going to get it off the cards, okay? So it is possible, but I think it's unlikely. Let's understand that we are following the previous cycle, the 4-year cycle here for Bitcoin, where from top to top it's been 4 years, and from top to bottom it's been exactly 1 year here. As you can see, we explained this on other videos and live streams, and even this rally that we've had for the last few months in 2023, we actually mirrored it from 2019. It was also around about 6-7 months and already getting that bearish momentum with the drop that we've had just about a week ago. So will this drop continue? I think yes, it is likely to continue here. So where could the bottom be? If this were to be the bottom for Bitcoin, we know that this is probably the first major large wave for Bitcoin, and we entering the second corrective wave, okay, and here getting close to the halving. Now after the halving, guys, this is a macro event, especially with a spot ETF coming. The major rally will happen in between 2024 and 2025. It is very likely to happen, okay? So what we want to understand is how deep can a second wave go? Because no doubt in my mind that this was the bottom. Obviously it was the bottom back in the previous cycle. We had the major rally here of 7 months. Then this corrective wave was the second wave, this being the third, fourth and fifth, okay? You could arguably discuss that this is how you can see the Elliott wave count. So now in this corrective move that we've had, all right, you could potentially say that this is an ABC structure right there, and this has been the bottom for Bitcoin. Just very similar to what happened right over here, where you had one leg down, up, and then the next one down here. So what if this is actually the bottom? It's very likely to be the bottom if we do follow the previous cycle, 1 year of bear market. Now we would expect this second wave to be more corrective, right, for the next coming months, going to October, November, maybe even January of next year. So it's probably going to be quite bearish for the next coming months. We need to be ready because this could be a lifetime opportunity to buy up some Bitcoin. No financial advice, of course. But what would be the limit? The second corrective wave on Elliott wave theory can even retrace to the 7-8 Fibonacci. When you do take a look at the previous cycle, everything looks like this was the case, right? Where you do get the bottom of this cycle to the top, and the 7-8 Fibonacci, which was around about the $4,000 range, was when we had the C19 crash and bouncing from that level. You can see there was 3 waves right there, 1, 2 and 3, an ABC structure wave. So we can expect something similar here. Has the A wave finished? If we do zoom in on this period over here, we can see, okay, there's many ways of counting this, but let's just go with the most simple one, which would be this being a 1 wave, 2, 3, 4 and 5, not managing to be very impulsive, creating that kind of double top slightly above the highs created in April, and now we're already inside of the ABC structure. Now you want to understand, where are we at inside of this ABC structure? Was this the B wave here as we had this small little pump? Well, it's very small to be a B wave, and I'm going to explain right away here on the lower time frames how we are probably still in the A wave. We're going to have an attempt in breaking beneath $25,000, maybe going to $24,000 or even $23,000, then get a major rise here into October, and then finally getting another big major drop. That is very likely to happen in my personal opinion. This does look like the most highly probable scenario for the next coming months. I'm going to explain it right away, guys. So if we do zoom in on the lower time frames here for Bitcoin, what we can understand that yes, it's been absolutely fantastic for the year of 2023. We've had this major rally here, peaking out here in July, and now getting this huge major drop. Now, in an ABC structure, the A wave needs 5 waves down. And from the new yearly high here that was created at $31,800, we've had one wave here to the downside, a second wave, now the third wave, and here could be the fourth wave peak. As soon as we do lose the low here, in the case of the futures exchange like Bybit, Femex, or the other future ones, we haven't tested the low of June. On other spot exchanges such as Coinbase, Binance, these lows of June haven't been tested. But going with this futures exchange like BTC US dollar on Bybit, now if this low were to be claimed, which is $24,300, we could have that fifth wave creation at this moment, and we're going to zoom in and I'll explain that right away. So we could be having that leg down here. Now this leg down, I personally think that won't have enough power because we've just coming from a major drop here in August to continue to the downside. Of course it could happen, I don't really know. I would want to see a reaction here at the $23,000 range where we do have a monthly level, very strong level here that could hold as support and then get a huge major rise. That would be the B wave, okay? That is my speculation, how I'm reading this and how this could be the possibility here for the next coming weeks. So if we do get that leg down, I want to claim of the low created here on the drop of the 17th of August and a possible reaction. Now this would be a swing failure pattern, a possible kind of double bottom scenario to finish this A wave, okay? So this is very impulsive if this is going to be the bottom at 15.5k. We've had nice waves here to the upside, corrective wave, impulsive right there, okay? And this is the start of a corrective wave and we are still inside of the A wave. Some people might think that this has already been the B wave and now we're going to go lower, but we need to understand, we need to take Elliott wave theory from the highest point, right? Lowest, highest, lowest right there, highest right there. It looks like that we still need to create one more leg down here. And obviously on a fifth wave, you're not going to go and have a huge major drop. You would expect a reaction at the lows and then to create the next corrective wave, which would be that A, B, C to follow here for that B wave and then get the major large drop, okay? I guess entering into November, potentially December, we're just going to have to see with the timing, all right, with Bitcoin in the next coming weeks. But overall, please understand that this is very much possible. We need to check the reaction because that could be an insane swing long position, guys. Now going here with the Elliott wave count, we can see that for the moment, we haven't created that proper fifth wave, which I do think is very likely to happen here in the next coming days. If this were to be the case, we would be expecting a reaction, and the only way to know that this is going to get a huge major bounce is having a major recovery above the low that was created on the 17th of August. I am not interested in longing here all the way down here for a swing long, okay? As we're dropping into the falling knife, I don't know how far this can go. This could drop here going down to 19k. We don't really know. We need to see that reaction. So if that reaction does happen and we do get above the drop here of the 17th of August, this means only one thing, guys, that we are likely going to get a huge massive recovery forming that ABC structure. So what I'm looking for here in the next coming weeks, a possibility here to take my swing long decision, is having this ABC structure. So possibly we could finish that A wave here round about $24,000 range. And then in the next coming weeks, all right, entering into October or so, having that major rise out of nowhere, right? Bitcoin does surprise people with their movements. We can expect a massive rise here, potentially all the way up to around about $30,000. Now there's a lot of lower highs right there. There's a lot of liquidity. People are going to get very bearish and you're going to have that liquidity grab rise up to then get the major drop to the end of the year. This is what makes more sense here for me. Now this drop, where could the C wave finish, guys? Well, that is a very, very interesting question, of course. But let's do a little bit of analysis here, zooming out, okay? And also taking a look at what happened on the previous cycle. I'm not saying it needs to repeat. So far we have repeated, okay, with the amount of timing, okay? With the timing, we have repeating those moves to the downside, 1 year, 7 months, has been exactly the same right there. So we could expect those few months. And where could the low be in? The low could be in round about the $18,000, $19,000 range, in my opinion. Just check here how the price of Bitcoin did eat up almost all of the higher lows right there, as you can see, eating them all up here with the C19 crash. And check out the bottom formation. look how similar this bottom formation is, where you do create a kind of a double bottom scenario right there, as you can see on the chart. So we can see that small little double bottom here also created in November and December. So you could say that the peak here, which is at $18,000, could be that huge major support, eating up all of the higher lows, the last one being here at $19,000 range, and getting that dip beneath the level. Look how insanely we got supported here from the highs created in the bottom of December and January of 2018 and 2019. Look at this. You can see that spike just hitting that level, eating up all of the rest of the higher lows right there, and getting supported from the neckline of the double bottom, guys. So we got a double bottom, and we do have that neckline at $18,000 range. That, in my opinion, I'm going to give a high time prediction that this for me is going to be the bottom for Bitcoin if we were to go all the way down there. And what I'm expecting, like I said, we are still in the A wave. We could go to $23,000. If we do get a reaction at that range and get above the drop from the 17th of August, I believe so that we are going to have a huge major rise. There's going to be a lot of trapped short positions here, expecting the price to capitulate down to at least $19,000 here in a matter of a few hours or a couple of days. That capitulation mode, and I think that capitulation is very unlikely to happen. You're going to get a lot of trapped short positions here, get a huge major rise to liquidate them, and then get that movement to the downside to the end of the year, guys. That is my personal prediction. I think this would be the zone where we could bottom out. That could be in maybe December, maybe February. Okay, this timing could be slightly different, and we can have, you know, much more extended few months here till we get to that bottom price. $18,000, $19,000 Bitcoin, extremely cheap. I think there's going to be a lot of buying pressure at that zone to then get the major rise entering into 2024, where we do have the halving in about April, May approximately. Spot Bitcoin ETF being approved, everything points out that that could be the case. $12,000 Bitcoin, $9,000 Bitcoin, we would have to see a major black swan event, guys, worldwide, of course. That is in the cards. It could happen. We don't really know. But looking at the technicals, looking at technical analysis, this should be the bottom, just like what happened here back in 2018. And we are expecting this to be the second corrective wave, which is usually very deep. Okay, a second wave in Elliott wave theory is usually very deep. It can go as far as the 7/8 Fibonacci and panic a lot of people. But I would expect a bottom formation here around about $18,000 range. Now let's zoom in on the lower time frames and analyze this situation, guys, because I know you want some trading setups. This is for swing trading, of course. Now this short position might be in late October from the B point, right, to get that major drop. So that is definitely a possibility. So let's zoom in and understand here where we're currently at on the 1 hourly time frame. And of course, if you are interested in short time predictions, you want to join the Legends Trading community. Yesterday on the Legends Trading community, we talked about this shorting setup. I post videos every single day on the ranges here. As you can see, this is on the 15-minute time frame, analyzing the situation. What are the most important highs and lows to take a look at trading possibilities, guys, looking at that rise at 26,100 and failing from that level. This is exactly what happened on the chart on the lower time frames when we do take a look at the BTC US dollar pair, looking to claim that high right over here and getting that major rejection from that point. All of these lower time frame predictions for day trading and scalping is on the Legends Trading community. And right now on the Legends Trading community, I am posting also some possible altcoin setups with entries, stop losses, talking about the risk management, looking at some altcoins and possibilities, because that is what the community wants. To get a subscription on the Legends community, you just need to scroll down below in the description. You have the access to the Discord right over there. And of course, all of my trading is on Bybit. All of these altcoins that I talk about are on Bybit. If you haven't signed up for Bybit, $30,000 worth of bonus to pay fees and losses is waiting for you guys if you haven't got an account. Dive in here on the lower time frames, guys. Let's analyze the situation. And if we do take a look at these waves here to the downside on Bitcoin, it does look like that we're going to have another leg down here. If we are still inside here, this movement here to the downside, I can see that we've formed 5 waves right over here. and we are looking, okay, for an ABC movement, so we can get a possible rise here in the next coming days to above 26,300 and maybe even higher. We're going to have to be analyzing the situation here with the legends to see what is happening. But overall, I do think that this could be a kind of an ABC structure, and then we are going to get the next leg down. Depending on how we react here at the zone where the fourth wave is, if we do get above 26,300, 400 range, or depending on what type of consolidation is created here, we could have that major leg down from that point, as this zone is the value area high of the old trading range that we had here in August. As you can see, the value area high is just around about $26,300, so we might struggle to get above here, forming this corrective wave, because this move down was very impulsive and this is very corrective here for the last few days. Then looking for the next big major move down beneath $25,000. Not much more to be said, guys. If we start moving down here in the next coming days, like I said, I would be expecting some kind of reaction here at the $23,000, $24,000 level. If we do manage to get above the low created of the 17th of August, for me, this is going to be a huge, massive recovery by the end of September, beginning of October. Hopefully you've enjoyed this, guys. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next one.